Greetings, this is Ifayomi Grant, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to tell you about my new book, What's Love Got to Do With It? 7 Steps to Solving a Crisis in Black Male-Female Relationships. Now this is my 7th book, and if those of you who read my previous books will know there's a constant theme running through my books, which is generally how did we get in the mess we're in and how do we get out of it. And in this new book I'm going to continue that theme and take you through all the issues and problems involved in black male-female relationships that promote so much controversy and argument and he said, she said. But I'm going to do something different than most books. I'll give you solutions at the end. So what I want to do now is just take you through the 7 steps in the book, and then encourage you, of course, to buy this exciting new book and tell all your friends about it. So, step 1, what's it all about? In this section we're going to look at what is the actual purpose of a relationship. What's it about beyond feeling good and finding somebody who gets your hormones racing? What's the broader social and spiritual base of a relationship? Step 2, what went wrong? So how do you get to this point where if you ask most black men and women about black relationships, you'll end up with a long conversation that will take much of your time. We want to find out how do things go wrong and what are the key steps that we need to address in terms of transforming black male-female relationships. So I'm going to concentrate mainly in this step on the UK and US as examples and take over the last 50 or 60 years and explain some of the major changes that took place beyond personal psychology. Step 3. What is your experience of relationships and what's it tell you about yourself? So this is a step where you actually look in the mirror and actually think about the choices you make, who you've been with, and what does that tell you about what you really want as opposed to what you probably need, which is better for you. Because I really believe that before we can point the finger at anyone else, we have to look at ourselves first of all. Step 4, finding Mr. or Ms. Right. So what are the things you can do to actually find that perfect soulmate? Well, maybe not perfect, but somebody who will be a good complementary match for you. And so I'm going to give you some ideas about things you can do, some tools to use, some exercises where you can look at your past relationships, analyse them and find out what really motivates you in choosing a partner. Step 5, understanding yourself and who you're dealing with. This is the most light-hearted section. We're going to look at 31 behavioural personality types commonly found amongst black people in the West. Just to give you an example, the alpha male Gallus is a figure I'm sure you'll be very familiar with, and on the female side, the narcissistic beauty. So beyond that there's 29 others, and I'll give you a quick rundown, pen picture of these type of personalities, and maybe you'll see some of your past partners and maybe even some of your current partners in those pen pictures. Step 6, understanding the impact of the media on black self-image and relationships. Here I'm going to give you an explanation of 8 recurring stereotypes of black people in the media, particularly in Hollywood and on TV programs, and the effect that these stereotypes have on our self-image. So again, an example on the female side would be the mammy, which we can date back to things like Tom and Jerry, right up to current Hollywood films. And then again on the male side we've got the pimp or thug, which is a recurring kind of characterization in Hollywood films. Now these have a poisonous effect on black self-image, and I'm going to take these apart and help you to spot these in films that you watch in the future. And final step, step 7, solutions. So we've got several chapters here where I'll break down what are the things you can do in terms of choosing a good partner, what are the things you can do in terms of expanding the horizons of a relationship, making it work, maintaining a relationship. What do you do for a long-term relationship when the sparkle starts to go out, and how do you maintain that? And then we finish off with a final chapter on what I call emotional hygiene, because there's a saying, an African proverb, which says the pot will smell of what's been in it. So we're going to look at what's been in your pot. Okay, that's the book. Go out and buy it, tell your friends. It's a wonderful book and I'm sure you'll find it interesting. Take care. Hotep.